seen a lot of people on the list that when I seen the list, I said, yo, I'm not jacking them. I'm personally here saying, right now, bro, I don't care, bro. Mizkif tries to censor the door, he's not getting inside. No. We do not fuck with weird people. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. He's gonna see this clip. I don't care. You're not getting inside. I seen Lacy invited him to the party. I'm retracting that invite. It's not happening, King.
Yo.
Like, what the? I couldn't believe when I see his name on. I said, what the fuck? I said, do y'all know about this?
High school drama is fucking awesome.
Listen. Silky claims I'm a closeted racist, but I was never able to come out of that closet because I lived with 3 black people for years who are still some of my best friends. I love those guys. You know them very well. E-Rob, Darion, and Russell. I still talk to them almost every day. They're still my close friends who I've lived with for years. I'm not here to tell people I'm friends with black people, therefore I'm not racist. Instead, I have for years let my actions speak for who I am. And, 7 years ago, I said things that were leaked. And I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well. And I'm sure a lot of people who are my age, who are 30, back then on the internet, if you were around in 2016, said things as well.
Invite retracted by Coattail Rider Satch.
This was back, you guys know, when the internet was different in 2016, 17, 18. It was a different time. This was when iDubbbz famously said, it's either all okay or none of it's okay. This was a time where people said things. This is when the Twitch chat or Twitch streams would have the N-word spam nonstop. People would laugh about it. It was different. And I was a completely different person than who I am today. This was also a time where Faze Clan was very popular for their edginess in Call of Duty as well. This was edgy behavior that people had. I also grew up in MMORPGs. I grew up with World of Warcraft and RuneScape. And I promise you that those logs that were leaked, I said way worse things than that. I said way worse things than that about every race. I was racist towards everybody because I was just a massive edgelord. I said things all the time when I was a kid to just try to make my friends laugh in a Skype call. That's all I did. I would just say stupid shit about everybody because I was an edgelord. I grew up in MMORPGs and World of Warcraft, and that side of the internet just said really edgy stuff. And I've changed a lot, and you guys know I have too. I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago. I'm not even close. You change a lot as time goes on, you know? For better and for worse, I'm not the same person. I completely grew out of that side of me, and I have changed dramatically. You guys spam Kappa, but you know it's true. I'm not the same person. And neither's my friends. I don't make jokes like that anymore. I don't really... I used to say edgy stuff all the time, and I can't even pretend that if I say something edgy nowadays, I cringe. I just don't even find it funny. I cringe to myself when I hear it nowadays because it just feels like it's a time that was different back then. You know? This was a time where my community was called the Eggers.
Sure.
This is a time when even Ludwig, his community was called the Ludwigers. Everyone had terrible names back then. It was different. And I said things back then that I'm not proud of. I cringe at myself when I hear what I've said years ago. And I cringe when I hear jokes like that nowadays. Because to me, it's just so... It's just so lowbrow. It's just so... Like, there's just nothing to it. I still will say retard. I think that one's pretty good. But...
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Amaranth.
I still think retard's a pretty good word to say. But you know, I am sorry for how I acted. And if I have any black members in my community, I don't know if you guys are still here or if you guys care. I know I talked to a lot of my black friends when this got leaked, and they said, Miz, you've said worse to me. And they've said worse to me back. We would just say things. They were terrible jokes, but they were jokes. I was just an edgy kid. I mean, I never said any racist shit towards E-Rob that much because I don't even think E-Rob's black. So, I tried to get a ukulele. It was on back order. And the truth is, I was influenced back then by a lot of communities that were edgy. You are who you hang out with. And I hung out in MMORPGs. I hung out with people that was the jokes. The jokes were to be edgy. The jokes were tryhard spam.
66 months.
That was a very huge thing on Twitch was tryhard. I mean, the entire website was edgy as fuck. N-word spam in TTS was a very popular thing that people laughed at. They tried to get it through. In fact, a lot of popular streamers let it go through because they thought it was funny. And I was part of that movement, and I regret it. You know, I almost partially don't regret it because it was something I did that I learned was wrong, and I grew up. You know, it was something that I did 7-8 years ago, but I become a better person from it. I've realized what I did and what I was part of, and that it's not a good thing. And it's hard for me to even talk about this because it's something that happened, 7-8 years ago now. This is not something I learned last year. Like, none of this shit's new to me. It's been around for 7 years. So there's another clip, and I mean, it's just hard for me to... It's like an interesting thing. One of my community members linked it that apparently 2 minutes later in the VOD, Silky talks about inviting Neon to give people second chances.
I told niggas on the type of time where it's like, I'm the type of nigga, bro, I give people second chances. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Yo, stinky balls.
Like, you give people second chances, and that's understandable. I mean, Silky doesn't know me at all. He's giving Neon a second chance. He's giving Stinky Balls a second chance. He doesn't know me, so therefore he doesn't want to give me a second chance, and I understand. Silky wants to claim I'm a terrible person for my actions of 7 years ago, but he hangs out with people consistently that have admitted that they've said similar or worse things throughout the years, yet they're invited with open arms. And a lot of them have said things way more previous than what I've said. And then Silky also says that Neon is invited and that he likes to give second chances. But that makes more sense for someone like Neon because Neon's a friend. I'm not Silky's friend. I don't know Silky, so he doesn't want to give me a second chance, and if at all. Or Stinky Balls. I understand. Just want to let everyone know. I do understand that my reputation is not the best. Whoa. Miz does not have the best reputation when it comes to people. It's interesting because a lot of the viewers I do have a good reputation with. I've seen the comments. A lot of people are defending me. They're saying, Why is Miz not invited but other people are? Why is this, that, and this? This is also a Faze clan party. I mean, bro, you don't think Faze Banks said stupid shit back in the day? Hell yeah, he did. He admits it. We all did. We all said dumb shit back in the day. We all admit it. And it did take me a little bit longer to grow up than most. I said this shit when I was 22. But I'm a completely different person than when I was 22. I'm 30 years old. And I know that the viewers don't judge me as much because I think they understand. And I know that you guys still watch me because you know the realities of the person that I am, because you've seen my actions over the years of being a streamer. I don't blame Silky for what he said. I know a lot of you probably think I should hate or attack him. I don't blame Silky for what he said or how he's acting. It's understandable. Because the reality is, Silky doesn't know me. And I don't know Silky. And, you know, he's probably just seen 2 clips of me, and those clips are probably not the best, which made him dislike me. And if it's something that hurt him, I'm sorry. It really does make me sick to my stomach that people view me as either racist or anything else. Because I'm not. I hate that I have to even say that. But I do live in LA. PogChamp. So if if Silky would like to talk on or off stream, I would be happy to. Because I understand that if Silky doesn't like me or understand me, but I would be okay totally to do that. Listen, it doesn't bother me about going to the party, chat. It doesn't bother me because we'll probably hit 9,000 subs and I can go to the AMP party. It's not a big deal. I don't like people, like, I don't want people to think I'm a racist. I mean, it's a hard thing to hold. It's hard because I lived with 3 black people for fucking years, and I thought that was going to be so good for my PR. You're real. Thank you for the 5 gifted. I appreciate it. Anonymous gifting a sub to Maya. I really should pack it up. I really should pack it up at this point. I should really pack it up at this point. Oh my god. Half the gifted subs there. Fucking it's like, I can't.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.